Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're new, then welcome to this channel. Well, today I'm back with one more interesting project using Python Tkinter. It's all about color picker. We are actually going to build a color picker application where you can just go and create your own color, and you can just use that color for your designs, or when you're building something or when you're designing something and at the time you need colors, right? Then why don't you create your own color picker app for that? And it will be really easy, and you just have to follow me, and I'm gonna explain you everything that we are going to use to build this application. And we are actually going to learn something new and interesting about Tkinter widgets as well using this color picker application. This is really fun, and let's buckle up to build this interesting application. And let me show you how this color picker exactly looks. So it looks something like this. So here we actually created a color picker app with three colors. Obviously, in order to create a color we need three basic colors, which is red, green and blue. So we're just going to create these three things with the scales we have here, and the scale begins from 0, it ends at 255, and yeah, you can choose a cool interesting color if you want. Well, yeah, we are getting cool colors, and you can just click on this copy color and it's gonna copy that hex code, and you can use this color whenever you're designing something that is really interesting, and at the time you can use these colors over there, which really improves your design. I just created a folder called color picker app, and in that I just created a file called app.py, and where I actually imported this Tkinter, and we have some interesting colors. I just used black, white, and yeah, in the beginning there's a color, right? I just used this color. Yeah, this is the color. So I just created a window with the geometry 530 by 205, and you can even give window.resizable. Just give height and width false so that it looks better. Just give width equal to false and height equal to false. And yeah, now we have a basic window, right? And we are going to divide this window into 3 frames. One will be the screen, which shows the color that you are choosing. In the right side, we'll be having this colors with the scales from 0 to 255. And here it will be showing one hex code, and it will shows you the actual hex code of that color that you choose. And just here you'll be having a button, so that if you click on this button, it's gonna copy this color for you. Okay, we are going to do something like this. So let's divide this window into 3 parts. One will be the screen, and one will be the colors, and one will be this thing. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let me create those 3 things. So just give screen. For screen, I'm gonna use label. This is not a frame, this is actually label. And just give window as parameter, and okay, there's a miss. Window as parameter, and just give background color as, okay, let me give black for now, and let's see. And just give width as 40 and height as 10, and we need a grid to place the screen, so just give screen.grid. Row will be 0 and column also will be 0. Let's see. Okay, and yeah, here we have something like this. Okay, actually this is the color which we are using. One is black, one is white, and one is one more color, and let us see. So we are just going to use 2 colors. One is black and one is white. This is not exactly black. Now we have a screen, right? Now let's create, in the right side we need one more frame which actually handles and shows all those 3 colors with scales. And yeah, let's do it. So let's just give right frame or frame right. You can just give whatever the name that you want, but give a reasonable name. Frame right, we need a frame, and in window we want this frame, and just give background color as color 1 or color 2. Let's see, we'll check once we place this one. Just give right frame dot grid row will be 0, bar column will be 1. Let us see. Yeah, you can't see anything because we didn't give width and height. We're gonna decide that while we are placing it, okay? So for now, just be something like this. And now let's also create the down frames. Just give down frame. Just copy this one. No? This makes our life easier. Why am I not following the shortcuts, the tricks? Like a developer. Just give down frame here, and even here this will be down frame, and here the row will be 1 and the column will be 0, but here we're gonna give column span so that it can take the entire space that we have. So just give column span equal to 2, and here give pad x equal to 5, and let's give pad x equal to 15. Yep, now we actually divided that window into 3 parts. One will be the screen, one will be the right frame, and one will be down frame. Let's create those labels like this, red, green, blue, and also let's create these things. First, let's focus on this thing, okay? So for that, we need a label and we need a scale, something like this, alright? So what I'm gonna do is there is a widget called scale from Tkinter, so I'm gonna use that. Let me show you how. First, let's create a label called red. Just copy this one. This will be the red, and this will be the label, and here this thing, we need this in right frame, so just give right frame and remove these things. Width will be 7, and background color will be the color 1, which is white, and foreground color will be red. So just give foreground color is red, and width will be 7. Just give anchor equal to northwest, and we also need a font which is Ivy. This will be, the size will be for example 12, and let's just give bold, and let's place this one. So just use red dot grid. Row will be 0 and column will be 0. And we also need a text, right? So just give text equal to red. Oh yeah, we have a cool interesting label with red color, right? And now let's create a scale for this one. So for that, there is actually a scale. So just give red scale equal to scale from Tkinter, and just give frame right frame. Right frame, in the right frame we want it, so just give right frame and just give command equal to scale. We need the scale from 0 to 255. Okay, and length will be 150. Let us see how this exactly looks. Let's place this one, so just give red scale dot grid. Row will be 0, but column will be 1. Let us see how this looks. Yeah, see, it'll be something like this. It'll start from 0 and it ends at 255. So we want it to be in a horizontal, right? It's right now it's vertical and it's default. So let's change this orientation to horizontal. So just give orient equal to horizontal. And if you rerun this one, and this time it will be horizontal. Yeah, we need something like this. And just give foreground color as red and background color will be white. Okay, let's do it. So background color will be color 2 and foreground color will be red. Okay. There's a miss. Oh, I didn't give. Okay. Yeah, now it looks better. Okay, now let's do the same thing for blue and even green, right? First we'll work on green and later we'll work on blue, and the only thing that I'll change is the grid, the row and column values. That's it. And even these text and the colors. So just do it. So let me copy this entire thing, paste it here. Okay, let me make this as a group and even these things as a group. And this will be blue. No. After red, we'll get green, right? So just give green here. And this also will be green. And this will be the green scale. This will be the green scale. And just give color as green. This will be in row 1, column 0, and even this thing will be green. Just give green here. Just give row value as 1 and column value as 1. Yeah, now we can see a green scale, right? We have a red scale and we have a green scale, and now it's time to build a blue scale. Just copy this one and paste and create your blue color. This will be blue. Copy it, paste it. This will be blue scale, and the text will be blue. Color will be blue. And even this one will be blue. The row will be 2, and here the row will be 2. And I think we are done. Let us see. Yeah, and here we have red color, green color, and a blue color. Done. Now it's time to build this thing which is a hex code. So let's just create a hex code which is a label, and let's just create an entry, and here we'll create a button. Let's just create a big label that shows our application name. Simple. Let's do it. So just give RGB label. Let me just copy this entire thing. This will be in down frame, and the text will be the hex code. And the background color will be the color 1, and let's delete this foreground color. And the font will be Ivy, but the thing is, this will be 10, and this will be bold. This is RGB. RGB.place.grid. The row will be 0, column will be 0, and let's just give pad x equal to 5. Okay, and let us see. Okay, now we created a label as hex code, and let's just give pad y as 15 instead of x. Now we have a label as hex code which is showing hex code, and now we need an entry, and we also need this color picker app, right? Let's just do it. So this will be the color entry equal to entry, and inside down frame we need it, so just give down frame and just give it as 12, and font will be Ivy, and the size will be 10, and this will be the bold, and just give justify to center. And let's place this one. Color entry dot grid, row value will be 0, column value will be 1, and pad x equal to 5. Yeah, now here we have an entry with hex code, and just give a space here. And now it's time to create a button which actually shows that thing, right? So just give copy button. For that there is a widget called buttons. Just give button, and we need it in down frame. Just give text equal to copy color, and background color as white, and font will be the same, and copy button dot grid, and let's place this one in row 0 and column 2, and pad x equal to 5. Let us see. Yeah, here we have a button called copy color, and now we need a color picker app, right? So just create app name, label in down frame, and we're gonna give text equal to color picker app, and background color as white, and the font will be the same, but the size will be 15. Just give app name dot grid. This will be in row 0 and column 3. Pad x equal to 40. Let's see. Yeah, here we have something like this, and let's change this one. Yeah, now we are actually done with the layout, just layout. Now it's time to work on this logical part of this. How to generate the colors and how to change those colors into hash code and how to copy that color. So here we are going to focus on two interesting things. First is when the scale is moving, this color must change, right? This screen color must change. Right, so let's do it. So this will be the first thing. First we'll change this color and later we will generate the hash code of that color, and that color will be appeared here and that hash code or hex code will be appeared here, and if you copy this button it's gonna copy the color. Okay, and let's do these three interesting things. First, for that we actually have two interesting functions, and let me tell you what are those. So first, let's focus on this scale. Okay, whenever we are moving the scale, it's actually changing the color of that screen. This is what we exactly want, right? So let's do it. So for that, just create a function called scale, and I'm gonna create this here. So just give df scale, just give value as parameter here. I'll let you know why. And here we actually need three colors. One is red, one is green, and one is blue. And we are going to get those values from this scale. Like if you are a user and if you're clicking on this scale, at the time this is actually showing a particular value, right? We are going to get the scale from that scale widget which is given by the Tkinter, which is exactly this one. From this we are going to get the value. And we are going to create a variable called red or RGB. We'll just create three variables. One is R, one is G, and one is B, and we are going to get those colors from those scales. So just create a variable called, okay, let me fix this one. This is actually scale. So just give R equal to, from where we have to get this value, from scale. From which scale? Red scale. So just give red scale dot get. This actually fetches the exact value that of that scale. Okay, and do the same thing for green and blue. G equal to green scale dot get, and blue, which is B, equal to blue scale dot get. Now we have three values of that scale, which is red, green, and blue. We are going to convert this into a string. We are going to format it like so that it will give the exact code of that particular color that the user choose. For example, if you choose R value something, for example 71, and green is something 51, and blue is 179. What are we going to do is we are going to fetch these 128, 52, and 179, and we are going to format that in the form of this RGB format, and we are going to convert that into this hexadecimal, which is hex code. For that there is a formula. You just don't have to worry about that, how that formula exactly works. We just have a formula where you can implement it and you can just get that RGB hex code. First, let's format this. So RGB equal to, for formatting, just give F and string, and inside that just give R, G, and B. Okay. This will be here. Now we have a string which is formatted by these values, and now we are going to convert this RGB into a hex code, and for that you just have to create a variable called hexadecimal, and just give, there's already a formula, so just give hash mod 02 into mod 02 into mod 02, mod 02 into mod 02 into mod 02, and just give X in the end. This is the exact code that actually converts these RGB scale values into the hexadecimal. Just give mod that RGB value, RGB. This this will get the hex code of that particular color that you choose from that scale. Okay, now we have a hex code that the user actually choosing. Like if I'm the user, I choose this R value 175, green value is 22, and blue for example 179, and using this formula we got this hex code, right? And now we have to change this screen color, right? For that, just give screen bg equal to hexadecimal. Alright, and while we are changing this color, the screen actually changing, and even we need this hex code to get changed whenever we are changing, right? So for that, what we have to do is we have to change this entry color, entry hex code. Whenever you're changing the scale, it must get updated here. For that, just give entry. We created a name called color entry, right? So just give color entry dot delete the previous color or previous value and insert the new hex code. Okay, just give color entry dot insert, just give hexadecimal here. This will update the value. Okay, actually we created the scale command already here. If you observe, while creating a scale, I already gave command equal to scale. That means if you run this function and if you change those scale values, it's gonna update the values for us, hex code values. And we run this one, and yeah, now I think you guys can see here I made a mistake. It's actually not flower brackets. Here you have to just give a basic brackets. It's a mistake. I'm sorry about that. What's exactly happening here is, first you're getting the values from the scale. If you observe, I actually gave command called scale already. And if you run the scale command, for example, you're the user and now we went to the scale and now we are running this. Now this command will jump to the scale function. It will get all these 117, 35 and 0 values from the scale and it will store them in RGB. And here we are formatting that in the form of this RGB string. And there's a formula to convert that numbers into the hex code. So just use this formula to get the hex code, and we are going to change the background color of the screen. And how are we going to do that? For that, just give screen of BG equal to hexadecimal, and that's gonna change the entire game of this. Now if you click on this one, it must get copied, right? For that, I'm gonna use a message box which is from Tkinter. When you copy this, it will show you message box showing that copied successfully or something like that. Okay, let's do it. So for that, I'm gonna create a function called onClick. So just give df onClick. So for that, we are going to use message box. So just give tkinter.messageBox. I have to import message box first. Tkinter.messageBox dot show info, and we need a color, and it will show copied successfully. And yeah, and we are going to create a little window which is named as clip. And just create a little Tkinter window and just say clip dot withdraw, and it will withdraw that value. And now we need to clear that clipboard value. So just give clip dot clipboard clear. There is a method called clipboard clear. We are going to clear that, and we will append that in the entry. So just give entry color or color entry dot get, and just will destroy that entire clipboard. Clip dot destroy. we are creating a window and we are destroying a window, and in between we are just copying that color and we are just changing that color. We are importing this message box which is showing copied successfully, and this Tkinter message box will show info, and we just created a little TK window, and this clip.withdraw will withdraw that value and it will clear the clipboard and it will get the color entry value. Actually, this is the thing which is actually copying the color. Okay, this is for copying the color and this is to destroy that little Tkinter clip window. Okay, and we just have to give in button near copy button, just give command as on click, and now I think this will work. And let's rerun this one, and if you see, this will change the color. The window is updating, the screen is updating, and if you copy this one, you're gonna see a color which is a window which is a color. The title of that window is color, and if you click OK, it's gonna copy. I hope you guys understood what's here exactly happening. Is we are just creating a message box which shows the info, and the title of that message box will be the color. This actually is handled by this Tkinter clip, and here we're just creating a window called TK. We're just creating a window, a little window which is named as clip. It will withdraw the values from the clipboard. Like when you're copying this color, it will copy the color. If you change this color, this entire thing is actually handled by this on click function. It's actually creating the clipboard. It is actually clearing the previous entire values which are already there. Like there will be the values which you copied in the clipboard, in the window, in the operating system itself by default, or when you copied something, those values will be over there in the clipboard, and those values will get cleared here, and it will append the color that we got from that entry. So we are going to get that color from the entry while we are choosing that color, and it will destroy the clipboard once it copied the color, and yeah, it will destroy this window if you click on OK. That's what here happening. I hope you guys understood how this exactly working. Let me explain you. We actually created a window which is of TK. I didn't give any title. The geometry is 530 by 205, and we actually created and we divided this window into three parts. One is the screen, and one is the color which is showing red, green, blue, and one is the hex code with some entry, and one is to copy color. And if you click on this one, it's gonna copy the color, and if there is nothing here, it will copy the default color which we fixed in the color picker application while building. Okay, in color picker app, I hope you guys understood how this color picker app exactly works. For me, I learned how to use the scales and how to use the labels, and also I got some idea on how to use these grids a bit more in an effective way while placing the widgets that you created, which is really amazing. And I learned a lot from this little interesting color picker application, and I'm gonna use these colors whenever I'm designing something and whenever I'm organizing stuff. At the time, I'm gonna use this color picker application, and this is really an interesting and productive application for the creators who are designing and developing interesting applications or interesting things at that time. And yeah, I hope you guys understood everything that we built together, and yeah, I'll be back with one more interesting video. If you like the video, then hit that cute little like button over there. And if you're new to this channel, and if you still didn't subscribe to this channel, then what are you waiting for? Just tap the red button. We will share more interesting stuff with you guys. And yeah, I'll be back with one more interesting video, and see you in the next video.